Good evening. This is part five of a state of awareness. And what I'm going to be talking about today is four different topics. One is what is charity? The second one is how should we implement charity to empower our children's mind for the future in our community? And the third, should we structure our children's learning and educational patterns to take with them into adulthood? And number four, what mental gifts should we implant into our children's mind that will remain with them forever? Okay. First of all, I just want to let you know that what I consider charity is the act of either receiving something, okay, as a gift, or giving as a gift. But part of being in the black community, I really feel that charity really stands in how a person thinks, how a person really desire to go out there and help someone else. Everything that you do for someone, it's not necessarily you should be paid for. We as black men need to understand that we need in our community in this day and age right now, the reason why our communities are very tore up and very infested with a lot of negative feelings and a lot of negative things because of the fact that we do not teach our children how to volunteer, basically. Volunteer to help others without the intent of receiving something in return. We need to stop teaching our kids to always wanting something back in return whenever they do something for someone. Now, the next thing is how should we implement charity to empower our children's mind and the future in our communities? When I mention children, I'm talking about a child from the age of 6, all right, to the age of 12. Okay, and it could be even younger than that, but the reason why I'm saying 6 because I don't think that a person should wean a child away from their mother within the first 6 years of their life. A man should not. The child should be in the woman's care the first 6 years of the child's life, because the child needs that bonding and that sense of being nurtured. All right. After that, I'm not saying you take a child away from a mother or anything like that, but I do believe that a child, especially a male child, should be brought under the father's wing. Now, by this, a male child is taught to work, help others, respect others, and do some of the things that's needed for that child to be a productive citizen in their community. Okay, I have been a very productive person in my community for many years, and by doing this, I never even concerned myself about someone paying me to cut their grass or plant flowers. I have structured a whole community, and no one helped me at all. Okay, there was a lot of talk about a lot of different things. People always say, well, I wouldn't do that. You're a fool. You stupid. I wouldn't do that. And before I do this, somebody have to pay me. And sometimes what I used to do, I used to go out to the young adults in the neighborhoods, these 15, 14-year-old kids, young men. And the mothers used to tell me, well, are you paying him? And the first thing that comes to my mind is, you live here. Your child live here. I'm a very positive role model. How come I have to pay your child to upkeep his neighborhood? I don't understand that, okay? I was explaining to her that you don't have to give up anything. You don't have to give up any money. I'm providing all the resources necessary for your child to be a productive citizen in this community. Well, that didn't work because of the fact that you have a lot of black women out there who really think that black men are trying to screw their sons over. Okay, well, can you blame them? because a lot of the negativity coming out of the black community, especially inner city black communities, are negative. Okay, you have guys out there selling drugs. You have people throwing trash on the ground. You have people fighting on the streets and everything like that, out in the open, cursing, disrespecting older people. And these kids come from somewhere. Okay? These kids come from somewhere. These boys grow up to be men. And these men grow up to disrespect women, and in turn, the cycle continues on. The child sees the negativity of this man, grow up to be abusive because based on what he's seen his mother goes through, okay, or what that man represented in his community, okay. Some of the mental gifts we should give, we should be I'm going to always stress this. We should always be a positive role model in our community, okay. It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are, anything like that. It don't matter what you do. Do something. Give something back to the community. All right? I guarantee you, all right? I guarantee you that there are a lot of young men that's in prison right now that have done wrong. They would love to come back out and change what they tore up in the black community. Now, it's up to us as black men to stand up and take back our communities. Now, it's going to be hard, okay? Because there has been a long pattern of abuse in our communities, and people are satisfied with it. Now, you get this because, in fact, number one, we do not want to keep our kids, our young men, occupied with things. All right? We don't have time for our children. And based on that, we tend to allow our children to go out and do things that are negative. Okay? What we need to do is change that. We need to change that perspective. We need to change that attitude in our communities so that the young black man growing up behind us will implant in the young men up under them the same positive ideals that need to be in our community. Okay? Now, I've been through a lot in my life. I've done a lot of things in my life that I'm not proud of, and some of the things I'm very proud of. Okay? But it made me the man that I am today. I'm not the best role model, but the persons or the people or the young men that I talk to in the inner city, they listen to me. Some of them don't. Okay, I'm not expecting everybody to listen to me because some people, some young men out there just don't want to change. They are addicted to the life of crime and violence. Okay? And it is the mothers, okay, it is the mothers that protect these young men that's out there in the streets in this violence. They know their kids are doing crime. They know their kids out there doing what they're not supposed to be doing. And what do? They go out there and they support their child. Now that's your child, and this mother's, a mother's going to protect her child. Okay? But by you protecting the child that's that's terrorizing communities, all you're doing is promoting crime and hate out in the black community. And you're supporting as a mother. And then when a black man come around and try to tell you, hey, listen, your son doing this, don't give him that. Okay? The first thing you say, hey, why not? Leave my child alone. You're not his father. Okay? You can't tell him what to do. Quit being negative when a positive role model comes into your presence. I'm not talking about in your life, because every man that's a role model, your child, don't have to have a relationship with you. Okay? He does not. Quit thinking that in order for a man to groom your child, he have to be your man. He does not. You should allow your child, your male child, to grow under the leadership of a man that has a sound mind and is a strong person. Okay?